Just in the last 7 days, there have been 850 Toronto condo listings for sale that have terminated. Terminated here means that they failed to sell. They decided to delete the listing for sale off of the market. And that's not accounting for price changes, suspensions. Suspensions are a form of termination. It's just pretty much what it sounds like, suspending a listing as opposed to, getting expelled, using the school analogy, which would be terminations. Suspensions, you're just temporarily taking it off market, but a lot of suspensions turn into terminations anyways. And that's just in the last 7 days. So I thought in today's video, we're going to take a look at what the termination, suspension, expiry, and for sale listing figures look like, what's actually selling, what's actually not, immediate as of the last 7 days or even the last month, given the area. So let's start. So here we have what I was referring to earlier. We have GTA in the last 7 days. We see that in the last 7 days, there was a total of 503 sold units. These are units that reported as sold, and 477 sold conditional. So these are properties that I've sold but conditional upon some other due diligence. Typically for condos, you can safely assume status of certificate and financing. Now, when it comes to actual terminations, we have a total of 850 terminated, 152 suspended, 170 expired. This essentially means the listing just ran its course. It's expired. It's past its due date. They neither extended it, neither relisted it, neither terminated, neither suspended it. It just died. Of course, when we focus on downtown here, we see a total just in the last 7 days, once again, of 201 terminations, 39 suspensions, 43 expiries, and 100 sales. So that's quite interesting, right? There was only 100 sales with 89 sold conditionals, but those 89 sold conditionals, there's no guarantee that they're going to actually convert to real sales. Most of them probably will, but out of 89, maybe only 80 will. But the key thing here is that there was a total of, just taking at terminated, 201 relative to only 100 firm sales. That is a 2-to-1 ratio, not even accounting for suspended expiry. Sold conditional, if you add that, assume every sold conditional is going to turn into a sale. Let's say you have 189 in total, combining the firm sales with the sold conditionals. Still, that doesn't get you near to what's happening with regards to the more negative metrics when it comes to listing statuses in terms of terminated, suspended, and expired. Interestingly, Midtown, the numbers are faring a bit better, or evenly, I would say. For example, here in Midtown, we see a total of 30 sales relative to 37 terminations and 9 suspensions. It seems as if when it comes to Midtown, sales and sold conditionals in combination with one another are proving stronger against the more negative metrics or statuses, right? So on the selling side, it's still not rosy by any means. I mean, to be fair, like in a hot market, we wouldn't be seeing 37 terminations out of 210 listings in Midtown in the last 7 days. In a hot market, we would probably be seeing closer to like 5 or 6, and with even less suspensions and expiries. This does obviously bring my attention to another fact, which is when the number of sold firms and sold conditionals in a given area are close. Like Midtown, we were talking about 30 and 20. In downtown, there was a total of 100 sold firm, 89 sold conditionals. So it's within range of each other. This clearly indicates to me a very, very buyer-friendly market, as much of those sold firms were sold conditionals at some point, right? These are not mutually exclusive categories. Sold conditionals will get accounted towards sold firms when they become sold firm. When it's almost like a 1-for-1 for every sold firm at any given point in time, when you're taking a look at these areas, there's a sold conditional, right, or 0.5, that's what the ratio is, clearly shows us through the sheer quantity of sold conditional how much buyer protection there is to be had in this market in all our purchases. Every single one of our purchases, even down to the last 3 years, have been conditional, let alone the last 2 to 3 months, where we've bought on buyer protections and conditions that we hadn't used in years. We just simply have the leverage to do so. And that leverage is getting richer and richer, which by the way helps me transition to a shameless self-plug. If you are looking to buy or sell in today's down market, feel free to get in touch with me. My link is in the bio. It's easier than ever to set up a chat. Many people from this channel, whether it's a leasing consultation, selling consultation, buying consultation, or just a simple discovery call to pick my brain, have gotten in touch with me, and I've been lucky enough to work with a lot of you lovely viewers. And then of course you have something like North York here. Once again, right, we see a total of 53 terminated, 13 suspended, 12 expired, 33 sold, and 42 sold conditional. So here the sold conditional actually exceeds that of sold. So much of the same trend here, matter of fact more exasperated. And then once again we have the suspended and terminated, right, which in conjunction with each other and in addition and some with expired exceed that of sold conditionals and sold. So undoubtedly at any given 7-day window, 3-day window, whatever it is in a given area, you're always going to have more listings that are failing to sell, that have currently paused the attempt to sell, or listings that have died out as opposed to listings that have actually sold. We haven't really in this video thus far touched on price changes or new. That's because of course in my previous videos I touch on what's coming in terms of new properties for sale, doing listing reviews, and of course doing price change reports. Nonetheless though, here the numbers in that regard and those regards speak for themselves as well. Now let's widen the scope a bit more and actually take a look at larger figures, not just in the last 7 days, but as of the start of the summer, right? Right now at the time of recording of this video is July 19th. Let's take a look at, since June 1st, how many terminations have actually occurred GTA-wide. So we're going to count for Toronto, Peel, obviously that's GTA. We're talking about, central GTA, not the entirety of GTA. Durham, York, Simcoe, and I think that's good enough for now, right? Of course, this is not the entirety of GTA, but it essentially is like 90% of the GTA. So we have these major municipalities. We're going to look at last update as of June, as I mentioned previously. To the time of recording of this video, June 19th. You might be viewing this June 20, 21st, 22nd, or you might be viewing this video in 2035. I don't know. I'm gonna go condo, sale, unavailable, and terminated. And we see a staggering number of 5,956 terminated listings. Now, let's keep in mind, at the bottom of the list, these are all parking and locker, and then you start getting into like the real shit inventory. No offense to any of these listings, but this is just pure garbage shit here. Sorry for my foul language. But nonetheless, the point here is that since June 1st of 2025 to July 19th of 2025, there has been around 5,956 terminated listings. A lot of these, of course, are double terminated. There's a lot of double entry happening. Matter of fact, if we change the terminated to, let's say, for example, suspended, we see 735 suspended. Far less. Well, how many have sold relative to this 5,000 figure in this same exact period? And there we go. We have a total of 3,163. So 3,163 condos across the GTA, from west as Brampton to east as Oshawa to north as Newmarket or King, and south as Lakeshore, downtown. 3,163 condos have sold. And listen, there is once again some double entry that happens, right? A lot of the terminated ones end up actually selling, so they go into the sale pile, but they were also terminated in the same month, right? In that duration, and vice versa, right? A lot of suspensions turn into terminated, and there's a lot of listings that terminate twice and then finally sell on a new listing, right? So there is a lot of double and triple entry. It's not an exact science. I'm not a scientist. I'm a real estate agent. But point here is clearly terminations are piling up more and more, and this is nothing new, but they're outpacing sold and sold conditionals. It's just really hard to sell things right now in Toronto and GTA when it comes to condos. The good things are still selling. Days on market are around 45 to 60 days, depending on the area and property type. And these conditions really speak for themselves in terms of how buyer friendly they are. And in my next video, I'm going to create a video that I've, spoke on in other platforms and other social media outlets in terms of the strategies specifically I'm employing on the behalf of buyers in today's market to take advantage of that. So stay tuned for that video, and thank you very much for watching. As always, stay safe, stay tuned, and thank you. See you next time.